Okay, so I guess it's time for a little update. It is Saturday, February 28th, so I'm almost exactly 2 weeks into my prep diet, and I've been trying to keep this as updated as possible. It's actually difficult finding the time to edit the videos and upload them, so if anybody's watching this out there, I hope you're bearing with me. I am going to send my report to Jeff here in a few minutes. I need to take some update photos, and I weighed myself this morning and I weighed 174.0, which I think is about a half a pound down from where I was last week. So not quite as much as I was anticipating. I was hoping to lose like a little over a pound, but it's still not terrible. You know, the numbers are going in the right direction, and I feel pretty good about it. And I know body weight will tend to fluctuate with how much water you have and various other factors like that, so I'm not really stressing out about it too much. If you hear some noise, they're actually renovating either apartment on either side of us, which started a couple weeks ago, which has been kind of annoying, and my dogs are in the other room destroying one of their toys, so it's probably not going to be too quiet here. Trying to think what I really wanted to talk about. I just got back from the gym. I did some upper chest, and I kind of nailed my shoulders like right after that, which was pretty good. And then I did 30 minutes of cardio, which is what it is. Jeff's got me doing 3 days of cardio right now. I think about 30 minutes. 2 of the days are kind of whatever I choose, moderate to high intensity. And then the other day is supposed to be biking, and I tried that last night after work actually, and I'm not a big fan. I've never been a really big fan of the exercise bike, to be honest. I actually feel like I get a better cardio workout when I'm running. And for some reason, I'm doing the bike where you sit down. I guess they call that the recumbent bike or something like that. And I always feel it in my lower back, and for some reason last night I had it on some setting that was just terrible. It was like crazy, like the resistance got really intense after like 6 or 7 minutes on the bike, and I couldn't get the resistance to go down. Like normally there's a button that you can use to reduce the resistance, because I wanted to pedal faster, because I feel like my quads are pretty burnt from the leg workout I did the other day, and I didn't want to fatigue them even more last night, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure out how to get the resistance to back off. And I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to stuff like that. I didn't want to stop and start over because I was like 8 minutes into it, so I just persevered. I got through the workout, and at the end of it, I was winded, my shirt was a little sweaty, but I didn't feel the way I feel when I hop off the treadmill after 30 minutes of running at 7.5 to 8 miles an hour, which is, pretty decent for me. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm really going to be doing the biking. I might try the upright bike. It's more like a spin bike next time, and kind of see how that goes. But I always feel like I get more bang for my buck with the running, and I kind of ran when I was a little kid, and I'm more inclined to run in Central Park when the weather is nice than hopping on a bicycle. So, that's the cardio. It's kind of tough, but I kind of figured it would be, because I slacked off. I think the last 2 years I was really trying to put on weight, and I just completely stop doing cardio, which is never good, because I know, it's a calorie burn, which is the reason I stopped, but, you're also, you're exercising your most important muscle of all, your heart, so I should have stuck with that a little bit more, so I think that's going to be a little tough, getting back into the groove. But for, I guess, next week, I imagine Jeff's probably going to tell me to cut back a little bit on my calories or do more cardio, maybe both at this point. The food has been decent. I feel like I'm kind of getting used to it more and more, and I'm actually being really creative. I'm trying to be as creative as possible with the calories and the macronutrients that I've been allotted. So I'm looking online for recipes and things like that, and I'm trying to find stuff too that's kind of appealing to my wife, because my plan of cooking her a separate meal hasn't really been that efficient, because it's really tough cooking twice. And I think she kind of feels bad about it, and I think our grocery bill has increased. So I think I'm going to try to cook for her, maybe do variations on what I'm cooking for myself that aren't as healthy. So maybe she can add cheese to her whole wheat pasta and spaghetti sauce or something like that. So that's kind of the food plan right now. And you know, I think I talked about the burritos that I was doing for lunch. Those are actually really good, and they're well within the macronutrients that I've allotted. And I'm kind of looking forward to tonight. I'm going to have a steak and lobster, like a lean steak, like a lean sirloin with a lobster tail, which is actually a really lean, good source of protein, although pretty expensive, so I can't do that very often. Doing that tonight, and next week, I think for my little like lunch meal, I think I'm going to do the burrito again, and I also have a recipe for like a chili, a stuffed chili sweet potato. I got that off bodybuilding.com, which actually looks pretty appealing. You know, with the recipes and stuff, it's really hard to do recipes that have a lot of ingredients incorporated with them. We saw a recipe for shepherd's pie on the Chew this past week, which looked amazing. It was actually really healthy. It was like a turkey shepherd's pie with like a whipped cauliflower top instead of potatoes with butter. And that looked amazing, but I was just trying to figure out how I could do that and still know exactly how much I'm getting with each portion. And that's what's really, really tricky about it. You know, whereas the burrito, I can kind of measure everything and then combine it. But, you know, with the shepherd's pie, you really have to kind of cook that all together. So that's kind of tough. I'm trying to vary my breakfasts a little bit. I'm going to introduce a whole wheat bagel, which Jeff actually said would be okay. And I actually got like a fat-free cream cheese to put on top of it, which I think is also going to be okay. So I'm going to incorporate that. In a minute here, I'm actually going to try some banana pancakes, which I saw on Romeo Estrada's YouTube channel. And those look pretty good. I've got all the ingredients for that, so I'm going to give that a shot and see how it goes. And and next week I'm actually going to do, I think I mentioned pasta, I'm actually going to do a whole wheat pasta, and I found some pasta sauce online that doesn't have any fat, it's pretty low in carbs, there's like a little bit of sugar, but all in all I think it's pretty healthy. I'm going to do that and maybe like a side salad. I think I can measure those out pretty accurately. And like I said, I'm going to do something for my wife that's more of like just a regular pasta with like a regular tomato sauce, and she can put cheese on top and stuff like that. So that's the coming week that I'm kind of looking forward to the food. And I've been okay. I've been getting hungry. I'm not starving, I'm not ravenous, but I'm certainly looking at the clock between meals, waiting to have the next meal. So that's going to be tough if Jeff cuts back on my calories. I think that's going to get more and more difficult, because the cravings are certainly there when the food is not. When I'm between meals and I'm hungry, that's when I want to give up and eat everything in sight. And the last thing, as far as food goes, that I found works for me, which was amazing. In the evenings, I have like a protein shake, and a couple days ago, I had protein. I put a lot of ice in the blender. I use a Ninja blender, which kind of really turns it into like a creamy, frothy drink, which is pretty good. And I added one of the bananas that I've allotted for the day, and I added this stuff called PB2, and I saw that on Romeo Estrada's YouTube channel. He was actually putting that in the banana pancakes, and I'm not sure where it is. Yeah, it's right up here, and I can get a shot of that, if you can see that. This is actually pretty amazing stuff. I think it's like peanut butter, but they've dried the peanuts, and I think they've removed almost all the fat. It says 85% less fat calories than traditional peanut butter. So for like 2 tablespoons, you've got 45 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 0 saturated fat, 5 grams of protein, 5 grams of carbs, which is pretty kick-ass. I added this to the protein shake, and I blended it all up, and it was amazing. It was really creamy, and it was like exactly what I needed before bed, And I actually, if I use like a casein protein, like a vanilla casein protein, it's even better, because I feel like that protein is actually really thick. So when I blend that up with everything, it actually makes like the most amazing protein shake with the ingredients that I'm allowed to put in it. So that's just something I wanted to kind of point out. Maybe I'll put that recipe up there for you guys. My scale that I bought online shit the bed. I bought a cheap scale on Amazon.com for like 15 bucks, and the tear function stopped working. You know, where you put the bowl on, you hit tear and it zeroes it out. That stopped working. So I'll show you what I got. I went and bought this little guy at Bed Bath & Beyond, a Cuisinart, and it comes with this nifty little bowl. You know, I guess you can use that to weigh a lot of dry ingredients if you're making a cake or something. But it's really nice. It was expensive. It was like $50. But, you know, I think you get what you pay for when it comes to this stuff. I think this is going to last a long time and probably be a lot more accurate than the cheapy cheap that I got on Amazon. And I think this is a really important factor anyway, just weighing stuff, obviously, because you need to know what you're putting in your body. This is the bottom half of the Ninja blender because the rest of it is in the dishwasher. But I highly recommend one of these if you don't have one for protein shakes and stuff, because it, like I said, it turns ice into snow and it just makes a really nice drink. And let's see. There are my dogs chilling. Hey, Boo! Jack! Boo! Yeah, they're not having me right now.